is the difference between the internal trade and the external trade, national trade and the international trade? One is home trade, another is the global trade. What are the difference? There are certain categories through which we can differentiate the national trade and the international trade. Okay, so mainly the difference between national and international trade, there are certain points. If you go through, then we understand the difference between the national trade and the international trade. Meaning, the first of all, the term. The categories are seven categories. Seven categories I have given here. First one is meaning. Next is countries involved. Third is currency. Fourth, risk. Fifth, procedure involved. Sixth, government restrictions. Seven is license required. So which one wants what? Meaning, the trade which takes place within the nation, it is known as internal trade. Internal trade. While writing, definitely what you have to do, you have to make two columns. One is internal, another is international. Internal trade also you can say national trade. And international trade is also known as foreign trade. Now see how you can differentiate this international trade and internal trade. Two things are there. Two different parts are there. One is internal trade. Another is international trade. If we say the meaning, first of all, internal trade means within the country. International trade means between two countries. It is within the country. Within the country. And here in number one, international trade, we can say between two or more than two countries. More than two countries. So that means there must have two countries for the international trade, whereas for internal trade, only one country is required. Within that country, place to place, they may interchange the goods. Secondly, countries involved. As I told you already, the meaning itself, it says only one country. Involvement is only one country. And here, number two, involvement is two or more countries. Two or more countries. Number three, currency. Here, different currencies are not required. Only one currency. Whatever the currency of the nation, they have to use that currency only. So, only home currency. Home currency. In short, I'm writing over here. Here, we need the different foreign currency. We need foreign currency. This is the third important things. Third point is over. Risk. Next, risk. In case of internal trade, the risk is very less because within the country we have to send the goods. So all sorts of transportation are there, means of transportation we will get very easily with a very cheaper rate as because the currency is also same. So risk is minimum. Minimum. But here in case of the international trade, the risk is high, very high. High level of Risk is there. As because we have to send the goods from one place to another. So there is a possibility of damage of any kind of products. So that is why the risk is very much in case of the international trade. And formalities are, of course, different formalities, procedure involved. Here, the procedure involved is very less procedures we can say. And here, different steps are involved. Different types of procedures are there. It takes a long period of time. So many procedures are there. Here, very less, and the procedures are more and more. More and more procedures are involved in case of the international trade. This is the fifth point. Sixth point, government restrictions. In case of national trade, in case of internal trade, government restrictions are not there, you can say. In few cases, restrictions are there, that is also very limited. You can say it is very limited restrictions are there. But in case of international trade, lot of government policies are there. They have to follow different legal procedures. They have to follow. So that is why government restrictions are more. Government govt restrictions. And lastly, ultimately, what is that? License required. There is no license is required for the internal trade. Internal trade, we don't want any permission from the government. So there is no requirements of the license. License is not required. But in case of international trade, license is must. You should get a license from the Export and Import Act from the Indian government if it is India, or if it is outside, definitely the Export Import License Committee should issue a license to you to get the permission for international trade. So license is required, or it is must to do the international trade. So these are the certain differences distinguished between the national as well as international trade. Now, elaborately, we will go through all the documentation which is required to do the international trade. Okay, so now I think you are clear about what is national, what is international trade.